get above them if they beat the 100%ers, the Castleford Tigers, tomorrow. Salford are up to 4 points, and it's the Crusaders who are still in minus territory. And Wakefield, they've wiped out their 4-point deficit. Well, it's a perfect night here at Headingley for this clash between Leeds and St Helens. And the kids are enjoying themselves as well. Saints, beaten by Leeds in the Challenge Cup semi-final last year, have lost their last two at Headingley. And their last win on this ground was in the Challenge Cup 4th round in April 2009. You have to go back, well, almost another 12 months to the last Super League win here, June 2008, 26 points to 12. But they have a great band of supporters here, hoping that these youngsters can propel them to a victory against the Leeds Rhinos. And the coach of Leeds, Brian McDermott, was 41 on Wednesday. What a wonderful belated birthday present it would be for him if he got a couple of points to celebrate tonight. They have won 11 here against St Helens over the years. St Helens have won 8. Overall, it's Saints with a narrow advantage, 23 wins against 22 for the Rhinos. Steve-O, can Leeds Rhinos level the ledger up here tonight?
I think they can. They start favourites, and that man in your picture really is the man that can turn everything for the Rhinos tonight. He's been in good form, Kevin Sinfield. Again, having to play, of course, in the standoff role, more accustomed to the loose forward position. But the Leeds side, they're hoping that Danny Maguire will be back within the next few weeks, and maybe Jamie Peacock. But in their absence, they've been a little bit up and down, simple as that. Brian McLennan says they are not hitting their straps 100%. This will be a huge test. St Helens, of course, they've got quite a few players, youngsters as well, so it should be an interesting game.
Deep kick-off from Sinfield. Gardner is underneath it. First hit of the evening comes in from Weller Huraki of the Leeds Rhinos. Roby, a dummy half. Here is Josh Perry, the former Australian international, recovering from a broken foot. He put about 30 minutes in last week against Harlequins, and they're looking for a little bit more from him tonight. That's a great offload, though, from James Graham. He's found Roby, who comes up the middle and gets almost to the halfway line.
The new coach, Roy Simmons, will be hoping that that combination, James Graham, James Roby, really can just set the Saints side alight tonight. They know they've been up and down as well, and this is a beautiful offload. Ball carrying arm did not hit the deck.
Gaskell with a high kick. And this is a test for Brent Webb, but Wellens gets in front of him and claims it and gets the ball to Shenton, who palms it out to Gardner, but the ball goes forward. The try will not stand, and the referee has brought them back for a scrum down.
Silverwood definitely had the whistle to the mouth well before Eddie Gardner got it. They had the overlap, not the best attempt.
Wellens has picked the pocket of Webb.
It should have been a try, and they know it. If it had been a better offload there from Shenton. It wasn't the best pass, to be fair. He just had to knock it on, but to no avail. Dived in the corner. Referee had already blown.
Very close to the first try. St Helens very close to the dream start for Saints here at Headingley. Here come the Leeds Rhinos then now with the ball in hand for the first time. Weller Huraki.
Leeds coach Brian McLennan won't be happy with the way that Brent Webb failed to defuse that high kick. That really will be the writing on the wall. Roy Simmons to get the message out. Hey, come on, let's pepper this fullback.
Badiris was the dummy half. Jamie Jones Buchanan, his 230th Leeds appearance here, and third in a row at prop forward. Badiris again gets Leeds over the halfway line on the last tackle. And a dummy half, it's Brent Webb. He gives it to Sinfield. His kicking will be important, but that's not the best. It bounces kindly into the arms of Gardner. He tips it inside to Wellens. No way forward for Wellens. 3 defenders there seeing to that. Roy Simmons in the centre of your screen. Very calm about the Kyle Eastman situation. Very calm about all the youngsters that he's got in here. He's a little concerned that it is not a solid and a steady 6 and 7 partnership he's got, but we'll work on that. And this is the new combination tonight with Lomax there, who handed the ball off to Big Tony Pulatua.
Great opportunity, isn't it, for Gaskell and Lomax? They're very talented youngsters, that is for sure. Also, there's coming out of the St. Helens Club that the officials say that there's no pressure on the coach, Roy Simmons. They're very happy with the way that he's prepared them.
Crossfield kick is fumbled by Wellens. It still went backwards. It's still St. Helens. Oh, James Graham in the end has to put the kick in. And this time there's no pressure on Kevin Sinfield as he takes the high kick.
They've kicked the ball twice, St. Helens. Both of the halfbacks, Gaskell and Lomax, have both root the ball. On both occasions, Leeds have struggled to get to it. Seems to have a problem with his walkie-talkie at the moment. But maybe the message is we need to put more pressure on the kicker, and we need to contest and at least try to claim that ball when it comes down on the last play.
Interesting, it was James Graham who got the foot to the ball.
Gaskell and Lomax are both taking the line on. They're running, as you see, gets up excited in the corner. Both taking the ball and attempted to take on the Leeds defenders, not just willing to pass the ball on to players around them.
That's good defence from Leeds on their own line. They got back to the winner's circle last week. They were just too strong for Salford.
That's a warning sign as well, Eddie. You've got to make sure that you're disciplined when you play against St. Helens. You can't invite them into your own area because they have got so many dangerous players. And as I said earlier, that's what you get with youngsters. You get enthusiasm, you get people pushing up into the next hole.
Well, Huraki gets through and gets the ball away brilliantly to Badiris. Badiris tried the offload. It ricocheted off either Roby or Pulatua. Went forward and went backwards for St. Helens, forward for Leeds.
Just a little too much panic here from Danny Badiris.
It was Pulatua who was covering Badiris. The ball went off him and backwards. And but so that's why Saints still have the ball.
Sorry, that's their philosophy, Steve. They'll prepare to offload it. Over the course of 80 minutes, they think enough times they will come off and provide them with enough points. And quite often, it's in the final 20 minutes of the game. The stress that causes their opponents by willing to offload and keep the ball alive does drain them.
Graham gets to his feet, plays it to Roby. Lomax, back it goes to Gaskell. And Gaskell couldn't get away from the clutches of Keith Senior. Roby pushes Lomax out of the way. He goes into dummy half. Lomax then gets the kick. That's a bit deep. And that will run dead in goal.
Well, he got the height, just missed out on the direction. It was a good move. The two halfbacks, Gaskell and Lomax, they're very confident. They're combining extremely well. And the one thing that Roy Simmons will be happy about is the way that over the last 5 minutes, St. Helens have kept Leeds well and truly down in their own quarter.
This is Callum Watkins. To his feet, he plays it to Badiris. Badiris will take it forward a bit for Leeds. And, well, they are coming, apparently, but surely it's not those people who are coming. We'll find out eventually from the Rugby Football League, I believe, at the end of the month, exactly who is coming. You've seen the adverts, I'm sure. You've seen it on the big screen here in our no try or try decisions. They are coming. Who do you think's coming, Steve?
I'm not going to tell you.
You're plainly the man in the know. You know who's on the way. Here comes Lauatiti. He's on the way. 12 minutes gone. 0-0 here at Headingley. Jamie Jones-Buchanan for Leeds. Showed it to Ian Kirk. Couldn't fool the defence, though. Good work from Pulatua. Rob Burrow. Here's Sinfield. Movement all over the place now for Leeds.
Forward.
Senior. Wella Huraki is in a dummy half. He finds Ablett. Ablett just dropped the shoulder. There was maybe a hint of an obstruction as Kirk went through, but Ablett held on to the ball, went the other way. They're just 1.5 meters, 2 meters maybe from the line with Badiris. Now Burrow. Burrow to Webb. Webb to Sinfield. Sinfield to Lauatiti over the top. Here's a chance for Hardaker. Just couldn't take it. Good scrambling defence from the Saints. Lomax in, making the tackle. Back it comes to Webb. Up it goes off the boot of Webb. Spinning all over the place. Well claimed by Shenton.
What a beautiful take. Back to the ball. It was coming down. He didn't see what was coming in behind him. What a wonderful effort that was from Michael Shenton. Taking a while to settle into the start of play, but this is the man. Can he get away? Half through is Roby.
Yeah, James Roby. He really has stepped up to the plate this year, hasn't he? Wearing the famous number 9 jersey that has been the sole possession of Kieran Cunningham throughout the Super League era until this season. Gaskell with the kick, and it's claimed by Webb on the fly.
Well, the idea of kicking early, they went on the fourth on that occasion, but it did not find Brent Webb out of position.
Great tackle by Lomax on Brent Webb. Here he comes again, Zach Hardacre, seeing plenty of it, the teenager. Now Ryan Hall, he's moved into centre field, looking for a bit of work, has the winger. And look at those completion rates. Look at the completion rate of St Helens. Here's a penalty for Leeds that'll be manna from heaven.
Well, plenty of St Helens players on this short blind side were caught out there. Took an eternity. Well, take your pick. Perry was definitely not standing square. All brought about by the quick play of the ball by the Rhinos. Well, this is the third occasion. Saints have been pretty solid so far, but can Leeds come up with something different? Maybe the fact that they'll be using Rob Barrow out wide.
This is Jamie Jones Buchanan, legs pumping, takes the Rhinos to within 5 metres of the line. Badeiros gives it then to Sinfield. He gives it wide and finds Webb. Webb gives it to Burrow, and Burrow gets it wide to Watkins. Good, oh, great stuff, but that's a knock on by Melly. That's a shame, because it was a drag away, and had he held on to that, Melly was off.
Pretty solid defence though, wasn't it? They weren't going to come out of the line, and Melly, it was 1-on-1, or did Lomax just have a little bit of a touch? There was a claim by Rob Barrow, didn't matter, couldn't hold it.
Francis Melly needing 3 tries for 100 with Saints tonight. New Zealand international, a Samoan international now. 15.5 gone. Leeds scrum 10 metres from the Saints line. And it comes out via Ablett to Callum Watkins, to Sinfield, to Webb. They've got a man out wide here. It's Hall. That's a great defensive tackle from Paul Wellens. Webb, Sinfield, pops it up to Senior. Badeiros waits, 10 metres away they are, Leeds. Jamie Jones Buchanan, back to Badeiros. Here is Burrow. Burrow gets it. And there's a chance here for Lauatiti. He's over the line, but he's held up.
Good work by Johnny Lomax, had to be as well. Brian McLennan realised that that's the best real attack employ that they've got. Lauatiti just bursting through. Still more pressure though, plenty in the bag.
And it's Haraki. He's not tackled, it's play on. So he dumps it down, and it's flicked on to Kirk. Good tackle by Pulatua. There's a man down though with problems. It's a St Helens player. And the referee has rightly held up play, and there's a problem here.
I think it's Shenton.
It's Paul Clough,
it's
I think.
Paul Clough, I think, yeah.
Is it?
I think he's gone in for Haraki. He's got his head in the wrong position. You can see Haraki go through. There it is.
Couldn't get it to the side.
He's a big man to try and stop Haraki when you put yourself in the right position, let alone putting your head on the wrong side.
He just could not get the head out of the way.
Okay with that, Phil.
Take the time.
Worry for Royce Simmons. 50 years of age, Royce Simmons. 2 wins from his first 5 in charge, plus the draw with Wigan at Cardiff. But he and Kieran Purtill alongside him, they're obviously concerned here about the condition of Paul Clough.
Yeah, just couldn't get out of it. And he knew he was in trouble. But just take it nice and steady. There's no rush. The game is not important at this point in time.
You saw him indicating, didn't you, early to the physio line down there, Joey Hayes, a former St Helens first team player, that it was towards the left-hand side of the shoulder and upper neck area, as his head got hyperextended to one side. That must be where he immediately felt the pain and discomfort to begin with. Joey Hayes, some of you might remember, used to play on the flanks for St Helens, going over for some tries back at the very start of Super League.
Yes, remember him, he was quick, wasn't he? And he's been quick to get out there into the middle to tend to Paul Clough.
And at that time, he was one of the shortest wingers that you'd find in the game, wasn't he?
Steve-O, he was very strong. I played against him, I played with him. He went on tour in 1996 for Great Britain. Unfortunately, a couple of injuries caught up with him, but an outstanding player.
That's good to see, Clough sitting up. You were a tourist, were you, Terry? You were that good, eh?
I was actually the kit man.
What about that, though, as an example to players, Eddie, about Joey Hayes finishing his career and having the dedication to go back and qualify as a physio and then get back involved in the game? That's great to see.
It is. Unlike some.
Well, that's what we talk about, pathways with players, and Joey Hayes has obviously chosen that route. Saw Jamie Valome on Thursday night, the ex-Doncaster player. He is now a touch judge, Eddie.
Yes, I saw that, and that's good, isn't it? I mean, we've been calling for a number of years for ex-players to become officials, and Jamie Bloom, well, he's leading the way. This is great to see. Paul Clough on his feet.
Yeah. And a good round of applause from the travelling fans. Over at St Helens. He's a tough guy. Paul Clough. He's a big unit. Let's hope that he can recover quickly. Put himself back onto. That was a nice offload again from Lautiti.
It was to Sinfield over the top to Hardaker. Super League debut.
No!
It's like Hardaker.
He's put his foot on the line, I'm afraid. Sadly, there are very, very broad lines here at Headingley, and I'm afraid, unless I'm badly mistaken, the right foot has plonked right on that whitewash. Watch this. Watch the right foot. Yep.
Good eyes from 80 yards.
Brilliant task, because the touch just never puts the flag up.
Maybe I should be a toucher.
Well,
Here to that all in favour.
Steve-O, there's that pathway for you.
No try. Spot on. Zach Hardaker denied his debut try by a foot on the sideline. Once you do that, it's out. The ball is deemed to be out. No try. There it is.
But look how wide the lines are here at Headingley. And you say it, to be fair to the touch judge,
I think he might have dropped it anyway, didn't he?
To be fair to the touch judge, there was a St Helens player that obstructed him. Oh, that's a swinging arm. Well, really me. Haraki said he stepped into it.
Well, he might have done, but Lee Gaskell certainly felt it. But he's got up off the floor quickly, and he's taken the kick for touch from the penalty.
Well, they'll be relieved, St Helens, that has stepped into it, and Haraki did not miss him. They'll be very, very pleased, Bill Saints. They were under a lot of pressure.
Here they come, though, on the attack now. That was Wellens. Roby, dummy half, finds Graham. And that's Scott Moore who's come on.
That's a smart move as well by Royce Simmons.
Lomax taking them on, but running into an ambush of Rhinos. Roby again, Graham. Last tackle here for St Helens, this set of 6. And James Roby has lost the ball. Or was it a Leeds man who played at the ball? I think the referee's saying.
There you'll see it's patted down. Well spotted there.
Richard Silver. Ian Kirk.
Yep, the big fella Kirk just gets his fingertips to it. More pressure.
Well, that's not a bad set of 6. There's James Roby. It's Haraki who makes a play for that ball. But when they dictate the speed of the game, that's when St Helens are at the best.
Head and feet to Saints from this scrum. This is a great opportunity for them. Good movement, and well, Wellens just ducked under Haraki. Good job that Ablett was there for the Rhinos. Roby wants to get on with it quickly. Will come down the right with Moore. Jamie Jones Buchanan, Keith Senior, and again Haraki again.
And again we saw James Roby in a loose forward, messing around. That's good refereeing. Richard Silverwood, take a bow. That was great. Get on with it, he said.
But just play the ball on the mark. Oh, a loose pass from Lomax, picked up by Wellens, who's tackled by Badiris. Roby. Moore. Trying to get through this solid Leeds defence. 0-0. Roby back to Gaskell. He's seen a gap. Important tackle by Badiris, that. Last tackle here for Saints. Roby. Roby gets it away to Lomax. Lomax then to Wellens. Wide they go to Melly. Melly to Foster. They're in, the Saints. First blood to St Helens in the corner.
Brilliant.
No problems this time. And Foster. Well, he's played and scored in 4 of the first 5 matches of this season. His last start was against Salford. He kicked 8 from 10 in a 56-22 win. Roy Simmons has seen him go in the corner. Saints have the leads here, but it's his... Okay. You can see.
Well, it came from the knock-on. Roby was setting through there. I think it was Haraki that got the hand to it. Either way, it gave Saints a possession. They finally got it away here, but what about the quick hands here from Belly? Beautiful. Youngster just got caught out there slightly, Hardacre. And Foster sneaks in. Watch how quick Foster puts this down. Get on, no way. Kept himself well away from the touchline. Bang, get it down. Great stuff.
Great try from Foster, and he will have to try and improve matters from way out on the touchline. Difficult kick. The orange boots, though, just might help him slide it over the top of the bar. There they are, Natty. He's a great kicker, this young man. And Saints lead by 6 points to 0.
He's a talent, that is for sure. Not so sure about the colour of the boots, not so sure about the hairstyle. Either way, he's Johnny on the spot, but the offload here from the big fella, quite superb. Finished with a lot of style.
And Steve-O, that's what you call style. The hairstyle like that and the boots of that colour, that's style. I know it's passed you by, but there you go.
Mine's a lot neater.
That's good defence.
Yeah, great defence. Oh, the senior saying that he's lost it.
And Jamie Jones Buchanan furious with the touch judge that he's missed that. And the referee gives Saints a penalty for offside.
That's lack of composure. They lost the plot, Leeds. Look at them. They're more interested in arguing with the touch judge, and then they just went early. May have bobbled, and it did go loose, and they've missed it.
And that's why they were annoyed, but you're right, Ian Kirk just didn't retreat the 10 metres. He was actually about 4 or 5 away, and then he made the tackle, and here comes Saints on the charge again with Scott Moore.
It's just a waste of time. I don't know why these professional players continue to have a chat with the officials. It won't help you, it'll go against you.
Sean McGuinness goes down under the challenge. Here is Roby, gives it to Scott Moore. No, he doesn't, he gives it to young Gaskell. One of the finds of the season, Gaskell, only 20 years of age. Lomax 20 as well. The man wearing number 20. Roby, short ball. Ooh, that needed good defence from Graham. Good defence to keep Graham on this side of the whitewash. Roby to Moore. Here is Wellens and Lomax. Good hands, Flannery. Flannery, though, is all wrapped up. He's going nowhere, only to the ground. Good Leeds defence there.
Great work from Kevin Sinfield, but right into the face of Flannery. Oh, and there's been a bit of pushing and shoving there. It's getting tasty. Now then, this is where composure comes to the fore. Will St. Helens be silly enough to give away a penalty?
If you say it gets tasty, remember the World Cup. Remember the alleged rift in the camp between Leeds and St. Helens that a lot of people said did not exist. Here's a penalty, not standing square. The markers for St. Helens. Leeds get a relieving penalty.
There are times when they just lose the plot, don't you? You know, look, they've gone the wrong way. James Roby was very, very slow to react.
And there's Jamie Peacock, one of the England heroes, and let's hope he's back on the field very quickly. He got a nasty injury at the back end of last year. It kept him out of the tour, the Four Nations, kept him out of everything that Leeds were involved in. And, well, he's been out for far too long. It'd be good to see him back on the field. Meanwhile, Leeds are on the charge here with Jamie Jones Buchanan. Medeiros is in a dummy half. Can they pierce this St. Helens defence this time? They've had a few opportunities. It's with Webb. That's Clarkson, who's dumped to the ground by a sensational tackle from Roby. Medeiros, Burrow to Ablett, to nobody. Burrow picks up, ball is knocked forward.
Garden is knocked on, it's play on.
Back to 0 in the tackle count. Ryan Hall has it for Leeds. Burrow, senior.
Someone's got to run the angle. Come back on the angle. Confuse the defence.
It's with Webb now. Short ball to Jamie Jones Buchanan. A flick out the back door. Saints almost tidy up. It's a knock-on against Leeds.
Brent Webb. Well, that was sheer panic. I know, Phil, you're an advocate of this Rhinos outfit, keeping the ball alive at all times, but there are some times when you just got to soak up and just pitch the tent, stay down there.
Of course, when it doesn't come off, you can be critical, but we'll see some tries by Leeds this season, which we'll remember for the rest of our lives, because they're prepared to take a risk and try some chances. Now, they know they have to back up their work here now, defensively, if they want to play like that in attack. And I think that's what you'll see here. We've seen a high-quality game last night between between the Huddersfield Giants and Wigan, and another one here tonight where defence really does seem to have lifted 10 or 15% from the season so far.
Let's go down to Bill. He's got news of Paul Clough, I think.
Yeah, it's good news for Saints, because Paul Clough, who came off the field looking distinctly shaken after the experience he had, it was the classic stinger, according to the Saints medical team. Really did jar his shoulder, but he's back up on his feet. He's just got ball in hand again. He's been told to get out there, maybe do a little bit of shoulder work, get that arm moving again. He should be able to come back.
Well, he's having a wow of a game down that left-hand side, but, well, all that good work comes to naught.
Well, it was a beautiful offload, and then Foster just flipped it back, and, you know, Lomax was not expecting that. You should do. It'll be a lesson that he will learn. Look back in, and I'm afraid he just did not expect it.
Well, it was just a bit too clever. That all he had to do really was take the ball forward, engage Brent Webb, get him interested, and then pass the ball inside.
The exuberance of youth, Terry, do you remember it?
Nope, I don't think I ever had it.
Right, Clarkson on the charge for Leeds. 6-0 to Saints. 28 minutes on the clock. Senior goes inside Gaskell. Can't get away from Shenton. Offloads, though, and offload from Webb to Sinfield. And here now is Burgess. Back it goes to Sinfield. Jamie Jones Buchanan, they're keeping it alive, are the Rhinos, but Dearest can't get the ball free, though, this time. Goes down under the challenge of Pulatua. Burrow, Sinfield, Lauatiti.
Did well to hang on to that. That was being squeezed out. Could have been a penalty there. He said release. They didn't.
Burrow, back it comes to Webb. He gets away from Shenton, flicks it wide to Senior. Senior taking the defence on Ryan Hall. Oh, great defence! Wellens and Gardner. Hall had no chance of getting that ball down.
Rugby league at its best, both in attack and defence. Flipped the ball out wide. Senior did everything right, and so did Gardner. Gardner did not commit himself too much. See how he just came across. He knew that Shenton was going to take Senior. He would do the rest alongside the fullback Paul Wellens. Excellent stuff from both sides.
Well, he was linked with a move to Salford last year, Eddie Gardner, but this is now his 10th year at St Helens. And that was probably one of his best defensive tackles that he's made in his 10-year career, with a little bit of help from Paul Wellens as well. No way through for Ryan Hall. That was Melly who was playing the ball. Here is Chris Flannery. 10 times he played for Queensland, never for his country. Chris Flannery, Pulatua. Pulatua trying to step through the challenges. And Roby will give it to Moore. Can't get away from Senior, though. The old head there. Roby again. Good ball to Wellens. Good tackle from Webb. It needed to be. They want to quick play the ball, Saints, on the last. Here is Gaskell. Gaskell will drift it over the top. It's easy for Ryan Hall.
Good position by the winger Hall. Had to be as well, but a great build-up brought about by the exuberance of James Roby.
Well, they brought Tony Pulatua back onto the field. Remember, Eddie, at the start of that set, it was him who punched the hole through the line that got St Helens rolling forward. But now Zatari will receive a penalty here, I think.
Yes, it was a little bit high from Michael Shenton, I'm afraid. But it was right in the face.
Well, the youngster felt that, didn't he? Zach Hardaker.
Michael Shenton. He is on a bit of a milestone himself. 2 tries for 100 in his career, but 93 of those came for Castleford. Didn't score last week. Clarkson.
Interesting to see that Brian McDermott, the Leeds coach, is that they're utilising Rob Barrow way out rather than taking him first receiver. Something that he's been used to for quite a long time. Obviously, it's a ploy by the new Leeds coach. There he is.
Sinfield and Webb. Here's Burrow linking in. Burrow, and it's ducked then right into the hip of Michael Shepton. Webb, short ball to Ablett, knocked on. They're frittering their chances away, Leeds.
Well, I made the point earlier is the fact that it may look pretty, but they're just becoming their own worst enemy. There are times when you just got to make sure that you camp down there, apply the pressure time and time again. He's feeling the same way, little Rob Barrow.
Well, he is. He wants to mark his 300th appearance for Leeds with a victory. But at the moment, his team are trailing 6-0. And we're in the last 10 minutes of the first half. That's a big hit by Callum Watkins on A.D. Gardner.
Well, Leeds have got that many creative players. You only have to look at Brent Webb at the back, who creates an awful lot. But Rob Burrow and Kevin Sinfield. Kevin Sinfield is the general for Leeds. I think Rob Burrow's more dominant when he gets the ball in his hands, and he just goes to take everybody, and he doesn't know what he's going to do, and that's when he's at his most dangerous.
Got a glimpse there of Paul Clough, just waiting to come back into the action if need be. And there's Gaskell with the kick, and he's gone for a 40-20. He's gone for a 40-20.
Just short.
Was just short, but they weren't in any hurry, Leeds, were they?
No, and they'll be quite happy with that, St. Helens. I don't think he intended it to be back spinning like that, but it's got them in a good position. And Leeds have struggled. It was pretty close, wasn't it? But Leeds have struggled.
Half a metre short, that's all.
To get back in the opposition half, it's been pretty tough for them.
Spotlight was on Gaskell and Lomax ahead of this match because they're taking on Sinfield and Burrow. They've done well so far. Senior.
Long way to go, Eddie, as you know. It's tight as a drum, isn't it?
Watkins. Callum Watkins. Well, there's the ball out the back again. The referee will bring them back for the knock-on.
And again,
it's Leeds head and feed, that's why they're going to bring them back.
Foster thinks he's scored. Well, Francis Malley, but this is what I'm talking about. You know,
I'll tell you what, that's a dubious call, isn't it, from Richard Silver? What he said, he's attacked the ball here, Francis Malley.
No, he's flicked it, deliberately flicked it.
You think?
As a youngster,
I'm not sure. I think he's made a play for that, Francis Malley.
Do you?
No, I don't think he's made a play for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You missed a word
Steve
out.
was trying to convince me then. I was listening to him too much.
Watch it, he's trying to flick it. Watch this. Definitely tries to flick it out to his winger, Hardacre.
So you don't think that was a knock-on either? By Malley?
No, it wasn't a knock-on. Malley was nowhere near it. And they've lost it again, but they're looking to get the penalty.
I can't remember what we were arguing about then.
Well,
I thought you were
Callum
saying it was
Watkins lost the ball, and who should have had possession? But either way, now Leeds have possession. Another penalty. It's an invitation in the last 5 minutes of this first half, which has been end-to-end. They're really testing St. Helens again, defending their own zone.
Here's Ablett to drive it in for the Rhinos.
Well, I'm glad it's nearly half-time. Eddie can take a tablet, settle down.
Drive in from Ben Cross.
Hit there by Roby.
Sinfield pops it up. That's Luke Burgess. St. Helens defending this line stoutly with Sinfield. Back it comes to Webb. He's seen a gap as Webb. It's closed the door quickly by St. Helens. Medeiros. Looping pass. Sinfield to Ablett. Ablett comes wide to Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall gets in despite Wellens. At last, it's worked for Leeds. At last, they've broken through. But boy, it took some scoring. St. Helens' scrambling defence was outstanding. And in the end, Ryan Hall managed to get over the top of Paul Wellens for the first time tonight. And Leeds Rhinos get over for their first try, courtesy of Ryan Hall, the man who recently signed a 4-year deal to the end of 2014. He failed to score for the first time this year last week. That's his 6th try of the campaign.
This is where the penalty came. I don't know where, but or what it was for. Either way, it gave them a position. And that was very poor play, I'm afraid, by the winger coming straight out. You'll see him just go out on his own. Shenton, it was on the centres, and then had he come through, there was nothing that Wellens could do about that. That's a nice finish there by Ryan Hall. But Shenton put his side under a lot of difficulties.
They love to fling this ball about, Leeds, don't they? And they take the risks.
And that's why it surprised me, Eddie, that that's the first time that St Helens have come out of their one-man marking in this first half. Shenton came out of it and they paid the price. Oh, great kick.
Well, we've seen 2 great kicks tonight, haven't we, from first young Foster and now the experienced head of Kevin Sinfield. It's 6-all. St Helens led for such a long time, but just before half-time, psychologically, a great time to score.
Well, you can see Shenton's in no man's land, and that means that Gardner's got to go out, leaves the gap, Hall finishes it off, and that is the first time that the lack of concentration, that's all it takes.
When you're defending your own line, you can't try and solve problems on your own. You've got to nominate, you've got to look up, you've got to make sure you've got the correct numbers, instead of just jumping out the line like Michael Shenton did, creating a lot of pressure on his teammates around him.
Hardaker. There's a big gap in that Leeds defensive line from that kickoff. And young Foster found it. Burgess again for the Rhinos. Good solid defence, isn't it? Ben Cross wants to get on and play the ball. Roby in the ruck, but the referee says play on. That went off the hands of Burrow and went backwards. No way through for Clarkson. Defence is on top here tonight, just as they were last night. Burrow. The kick finds ground and finds Wellens. He pops it up to Gardner. Solid run from Gardner. Halted by a good tackle from Sinfield. Shenton.
Been ferocious, hasn't it? This first 40 minutes I've enjoyed every single second. They're really getting into each other. Not much love lost between the two sides.
Well, the two coaches looking quite pensive as Gaskell gives it to Lomax. Oh, Lomax, a little drop of the shoulder. Oh, and a lovely turn of pace. He's turned one round inside out. He gets the ball away to Wellens. It's Foster, it's back to Wellens. Oh, they've blown a try.
Oh, give the defence some credit there, Eddie. It was beautiful hands, but they got back in numbers, did the Rhinos, and they had to. Lomax set it up. Still not over yet.
Oh, Foster, it all comes to naught. Hardaker just let that hit his ankles, and then, well, there's frustration on the face of the St Helens coach, and no wonder. That deserved a try, but they blew it, I think. Yes, Leeds defended magnificently. They scrambled for all their worth, but they could easily have sneaked in here.
Good pressure. Good pressure there. But Dearest came. Oh, great first half. More to come.
Oh, he's frustrated. Burrow brought down by the considerable frame of Melly. This is the last tackle here for Leeds. Sinfield humps the ball downfield over the top of Gardner, and that will run dead.
Well, I think both sides will be happy to get into the dressing sheds. They'll just trundle it up. I think both coaches have got quite a lot to discuss, sort a few things out.
Roby, good run again, gets the ball away to Lomax. Lomax once more, good on his feet. There's the half-time siren, and it's 6-all at Headingley. McDermott makes a hasty retreat into the dressing rooms. Well, Johnny Lomax has shown up well.